Hello everyone, I'm Hydra. Welcome to my Rainbow Six Siege Mira speculation. I don't want to waste your time. You've probably seen the speculation videos from other big name YouTubers. I've broken this up into a few different sections. Click the sections here to jump to those sections, or check the description in case I screwed it up somehow. I just wanted to offer you an idea that I haven't seen posted by anyone yet. Something that will make Mira amazing. You could say it's miraculous. Miraculous. Get it? Sorry. My theory is this. Mira doesn't just put a window or a bulletproof window up. Her gadget will be one of two ways. Either A, one-way bulletproof glass, or B, bulletproof glass with an option to eject said glass quickly and to fire at the attackers. Why do I think this? Just to clarify some things, this is definitely glass. It says Expulsar here, and there are scratches or buff marks here. We already have bulletproof glass in the game. I'm not talking about Tachanka's shield. I'm not talking about Blackbeard's shield. Rip in peace. I'm talking about two incidents. The shield windows of shield operators, which are 100% bulletproof, but those don't really count since they're bulletproof for balance reasons. The main thing I'm referring to is the windows on plane. We already have glass that can be shot through by some things but not others. This makes me think that it would be easier to implement something like this elsewhere in the game. Sure, it's only penetrable by glass, but just go with me on this.
But Hydra, you dink, there's no such thing as one-way bulletproof glass.
That's not true. Take a look at this.
This glass is 2.5 inches thick. It's a one-way patented design that allows for a return fire shot from the opposite side while still giving you ample protection against intruders on the outside of your facility or your vehicle. We'll shoot a 223 here, here, and here, 223. Then shoot two 9mm from the Glock. From that point, we will then come back out to the field, rotate the glass around 180 degrees, remove the witness panel, allowing you to see the return fire shoot through. Once it's flipped around, we will then put another marker on there for you to see the actual penetration point. Today, we will probably use two return fire shots. Once the return fire shot is done, we will prove that after it's been return fire that it still can take a shot on the strike phase, protecting the civilians that are inside either the vehicle or the housing or compound.
So, obviously, it's possible. Speaking of possible, does anyone know where I can buy a semi-invisible ceiling-mounted drone? I'm asking for a friend. This would make Mira amazing. It would give us the ability to gain a huge advantage in not one, but two rooms. Defending strip club? Great. Now you have lethal sight lines into bar as well, effectively shutting that area off or forcing attackers to use different tactics. For instance, using smoke grenades to counter our lethal sight lines with their concealment. Being able to fire effectively from the objective room into the room beyond is just amazing. But why do I think this? The main thing that tipped me off here is the word Expulsar, written on the front of the glass, which in Spanish means to expel or out in some translations. That's the key. It's on the front, the side facing the enemy. Why would it say this? The only thing that comes to mind when I hear face towards attackers or face towards enemy is a claymore mine. Something that is offensive to things in front of it, but not behind. Just to be consistent, I'm going to refer to Mira's gadget as Expulsar from here on out. I think for efficacy is another main reason. If it were just bulletproof glass, even 100% bulletproof like the shield windows are, it would be less than great. Not bad, but less.
But Hydra, you say thoughtfully in the comments, prepared to have a civil debate, that's stupid, you idiot. One-way bulletproof glass is dumb.
Maybe it's not one-way bulletproof glass. Maybe it's my second theory. It could be more of a risk-reward gambling system. Those Expulsar marks? Maybe they literally mean to eject. You trade perfect visibility and safety for the ability to punish the attackers for being within the bulletproof glass and therefore the defender's line of sight. Imagine, the enemy team comes rushing in. You see them, they see you You stare longingly into Twitch's beautiful, perfectly mascaraed eyes. She stares back at you, and then you hit the expulsar button and the shield flies out of frame and you and the crew open fire. But you'll want to make sure the kills count if you do use that system, because I doubt Mira will have more than one or two of these, and then you're exposed to the attacking team. So now I want to talk about balance. People might think one-way bulletproof glass is, well, you pick the term. Here are some ways to balance the expulsar. Just like shield user's visual window, the bullets do cause some visual damage, making it harder to see. Now the way plane used to work is that when you shot the windows with glass to hit people on the inside of the bulletproof windows, the glass would spider and crack a lot, and it'd be really hard to see through. Recently, it seems like it hasn't been doing that as much, but that could just be something that I noticed and isn't actually happening very much. If it is fully indestructible by firearms, perhaps attackers can open fire on the glass and make it hard or impossible to see through. This would reflect reality to a degree, just like in those videos I showed earlier. Perhaps the defenders can only fire through the rear of the expulsor so many times before it shatters. This would make the attackers then be able to return fire. You'd have to make every shot count. It could also be that once the defenders fire through the expulsor, its spiderweb cracks so much that it's very difficult to see through. Now, in terms of attacking gadgets, I made this little chart to show whose gadget I think could breach expulsar and who couldn't. The first thing you might notice is that there's no operators in the definite counter section to this. I'll explain why as I go. In the very likely section, there's only Glaz. Why? It makes sense that Glaz has a high-powered sniper rifle that would be able to penetrate the expulsar, bulletproof or not. The only reason this isn't definite is because Glaz can't shoot through Tachanka's buffed shield, and if you pay attention to past patch notes, Mira is the one who gave it to him. The likely section is a bit better with both Thermite and Hibana. I think both of these absolutely can break the expulsar, but I think doing so would be very difficult as the defenders can fire through the one-way bulletproof glass or eject the expulsar if the second option and punish them that way. Either way, it'd be difficult. Finally, we have the maybe section. Maybe Ash's gadget would? It's hard to say. It seems like a single breaching round to destroy this thing would be a bit unbalanced. Ash is already basically a 100% pick rate, and on plane I've found that her breaching rounds don't break the windows. The same goes for Sledge. I just don't see it working. And I also don't see him be able to actually get a hammer swing off for the same reasons that Hibana and Thermite couldn't do it. Did Buck or Sledge use their grenades? It's possible. But I think if Ash charges couldn't do it, why would grenades do it? Lastly, what I believe to be the major flaw in Expulsar is the way the window is placed. You have to be on the opposite side you want to be standing when you place it. And I know that in the sneak peek, you clearly see Mira putting it on the opposite side of where I'm claiming it is, but this is just a sneak peek after all, and we don't know, and I think for balance reasons it would have to work this way. This means you don't get to have sightlines into spawn points. You don't get to defend garage with the Expulsar on the garage doors, on house. Sure, you can place it in the laundry and the gym walls, and that'd still be good, but way more balanced. That's about it for the Expulsar. I'd like to know what you think of this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Think I'm as smart as a bag of rocks? Anyway, it was just my thoughts, my speculation, and honestly a pretty fun idea I had. I've never really done a video like this. If you liked it, I'd really appreciate it if you said so in the comments. If you hated it, I'd like to know that too. And if you really like my content and see the work that I put into my videos, it'd mean the world to me if you subscribed. I try to upload 4 videos a week, and as I get better and more efficient at editing, I hope to increase that amount. My channel's small, and it'll probably be small for a long time. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I make videos because I enjoy it, and I love sharing it with the 50 or so subs that have stuck with me so far. Also, shout out to you subs. I just hit 50 this past week, and I've been on cloud 9. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm Hydra, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.